Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to list my favorite Beach Boys cover songs. The Beach Boys did actually a bunch of cover songs throughout their career, but majority of their covers, at least the released ones, come from two albums, the 1965 Party album and 1976 album 15 Big Ones. They did do cover songs right from the get-go, so already in their Surfing Safari debut album there is cover songs, and that style kind of continued with each decade. So there's really a bunch of them, and I also included unreleased ones, so this is a very casual list. And I personally prefer the 15 Big Ones covers most of the times compared to the party ones, so I don't actually have party covers on my list. That might be a controversial take, but the thing is, as much as I actually like a lot of those tunes, I could have chosen many of those. My favorites being the Beatles covers, and then Al's version of the Bob Dylan tune. Then there's also Devoted to You. But the thing is, those covers are so stripped down. Well, they work really well and the performances are really good. I prefer the Beach Boys when they produce their stuff, because nothing really beats a Beach Boys production. So that's why I prefer 15 Big Ones tracks, because they are produced really well and arranged really well, most of the times at least. But let's get into the list. My first one, well, these are not in any particular order, but it's top 10. First one is Do You Wanna Dance from Today album. Dennis Wilson's strong lead vocals, those pounding drums, I love those timpanis on that arrangement. Sound like thunder, and that whole track just has so much energy. It really sounds so much like a Phil Spector production, and it's kind of messy, but it's so powerful. And the original tune is good too, but I think the Beach Boys really made it their own. It's kind of like a signature song for them, and a really strong album opener, and you never even really think that it's actually a cover. When you play it today, it just fits so well to the album, and they really made it their own. So it got to be on the list because it's just a perfect tune. Second one is I Can Hear Music from 2020, and this is a Carl Wilson production, and really like the first time that Carl really stepped into the forefront really, and sort of did what Brian used to do for the group, became the leader and produced this track, which actually became a hit, at least a minor hit. And it is originally a Ronettes tune, but the Ronettes version, I don't think there was some stuff with Phil at the time, and it was sort of in the later, I believe it was like in the later part in the Ronettes career, and it was a really messy thing anyway. So I don't think the original actually was a huge hit. So a lot of people actually know the Beach Boys version better than the original one, but the original one is great too. But yeah, just the vocals and the whole production style, it is so balanced. The dynamics on it, and that part that Mike sings too in the middle. But you know, just Carl's lead vocal performance is so perfect. There's really nothing better than that, and the song itself is just a really good composition. I like the lyrics a lot, and the whole melody, everything about it is just pretty much perfect. Third one is Sloop John B, which is a traditional folk song from Bahamas, I think. Anyways, it's really strange. Well, like, it makes sense because Al really liked folk music and he was familiar with the tune. Probably, you know, everybody probably was familiar with the tune. But Beach Boys doing a song like this, it just really makes no sense. Even though they made it so popular that most of the people really think it's just a Beach Boys tune. And I love it. It's just an amazing production, and it's very punk rock. There's actually a punk rock version of it playing in the movie Wolf of Wall Street, but it actually follows pretty nicely the Beach Boys version. So the Beach Boys version already is pretty much punk, so it's pretty great, and it's psychedelic, it's strange, and that whole idea of Beach Boys doing this sort of folk song in their style is just really genius. And I would love to hear how Al originally presented this to Brian and what Brian actually changed. That would be so cool to see that conversation, but we can really only guess how that went. Fourth one is Hushabye from All Summer Long, so 64. This one is a great one. When I think about this song, I just think about those perfect vocals. Mike's voice, this might be my favorite Mike Love lead vocal. At least it's gotta be like in top 10 at least. So anyway, amazing vocals by Brian and Mike and the group. And the song itself is really beautiful. I am not that familiar with the original one, but it's got a beautiful melody and the lyrics are very nice. It's not, I don't think the lyrics are super special, but the melody and just the performance in itself just really makes the tune, and it is a really beautiful song. Fifth one on my list is controversial one. It is Rock and Roll Music. Yes, I really love this one. I think it's an amazing opener for 15 Big Ones. It's got a great arrangement. If you want to hear me talking about this song for 10 minutes, check out my video that I did a few weeks back about 15 Big Ones. I ramble like a maniac about this song because I love it so much. A lot of people don't like it, but I always loved it. I think just the performance, that really nice arrangement, lush arrangement, all those parts in the harmonies, background vocals, all those things that Brian added, those guitar licks, those drum beats, drum fills. Dennis's drumming is so powerful on it. Mike's lead vocals are unique, and I don't know, I just really like it. It's a great song. Sixth one is California Dreaming from the 80s. I believe it was it 85 or 86? I think it was 86. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this was not part of any album, which is a shame because it should have been on Still Cruisin'. Anyway, it's just an amazing tune. A lot of people, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'd say probably most people like the Mamas and the Papas version more. But personally, I love this one more because while I like the Mamas and Papas version, there's just something about, it just feels right that Beach Boys do this song. It just feels like their song, and it just feels right. And the way they did it in the 80s, it sounds just like 80s rock, but in a good way, like in the best possible way. It's so powerful. I love the drum beat on it, and the guitars and the saxophone, everything about it. Vocals, Al's vocals especially, and Carl just kill it. So, great song and a great rendition. And it was a very big hit, at least in Europe. A lot of people actually think that it's a Beach Boys song originally. So it's anyway, pretty amazing. Next one, I think this is the I think this is the seventh one. And it is Sea Cruise from the 15 Big One sessions. It was an outtake, but it was released on the 10 Years of Harmony double LP compilation in the year of, was it 1980 or something like that? I love it. The song itself is kind of silly, but it's a great song. Like I've heard many versions of this song, and each time I hear it, it makes me just laugh because it's and it makes you want to sing along. And Dennis's vocals on this one are great because he sounds so happy. There's really nothing else to the song, but I just think it's hilarious. I really like it, and it suits so perfectly that Dennis sang this one, and I think it should have been on 15 Big Ones instead of a few other tunes. Next one is completely unreleased track, and I think this is gonna be a surprise for a lot of people, but Drip Drop from the LA sessions. So this is Brian's thing. This is an old tune, I believe from the 50s maybe, or early 60s. and Brian really loved it, and he wanted to do this sort of hard rock version of it. And I don't know if he took cocaine or what, but his vocals are so powerful on this one. I think this is the hardest rocking that he ever got, and his vocals are strong, and he's doing these ad-libs, these unrated ad-libs to it, which works so fine. And there's just this huge emotion in this performance, but not only that, but just that production, that backing track is really groovy, and it would be so great to hear this someday with a great audio, because it's very solid actually. I hope that one day soon this song will get an official release, and it will be so great to see this one being the first Beach Boys song on streaming platforms to have that explicit logo, that warning. Would be so cool. Anyway, let's move on. Number 9 is Palisades Park from 15 Big Ones once again, and Palisades Park, just I don't know what it is about this song, because the original is good, but I really dig what Brian did with this tune, lowering the tempo and making it more. With doing that and some things that he does in that arrangement and those instruments, makes it so melancholic. And Carl's lead vocal performance too, because he really goes into it, and there's a story that he actually did it on one take, but like, this is a song that so easily you could sing this with a sort of funny way, as a sort of funny song, but Carl really goes into this song and really delivers this great emotional lead vocal, which just I don't know what it is about this song. The lyrics and the song itself is pretty simple. There's really nothing like super deep about it, but it just feels really melancholic to me, and I always loved it. Great song, great song. And number 10 is once again from 15 Big Ones, and it is the last song on that album, Just Once in My Life, with lead vocals by Carl and Brian. They are sharing the lead, and especially Brian's parts are amazing when he goes into that emotion with that chorus. And I think they sing in unison, that chorus, but Brian starts and ends it, and then Carl sings the verses, I think, and the bridge part. But the backing track is so unique, because it's basically like synth pop, and then there are these super cool, super powerful percussive drums, which are like, I don't know, sound like voices from, I don't know, like God playing drums or something. They are just so amazing. They have this huge reverb, and otherwise this album is pretty dry, but this song has some sort of Phil Spector-esque techniques in it. But you know, just that synthesizer style, which makes it super unique and very different from the original one, and the dynamics, especially in Carl's lead vocals, how he sort of imparts, he sort of almost whispers, and then when that backing track builds up, he sort of just lets it go at the same time, the right moment, and sings like almost in a shouting way, with that raw energy, that emotion, and it is so great. And I feel it's a very underrated tune. More people should know about it. So anyway, that's my list. What do you think? What covers would go on your list? Most of the times I do prefer Beach Boys doing original songs, because, you know, Brian and Dennis were such great songwriters. I think some of the best songwriters of all time. So obviously I most of the time prefer them doing originals, but I don't mind. I think they did covers really well too, and it mostly has got to do with the fact that the production and the arrangements on their takes on these songs are just so unique and interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully see you soon on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.